I get a ton of comments saying, hey Jack, can you go back like a few months later to see these ponds when they're grown in? Well, that's what we're doing now. It's been a few months since I've been here. We're gonna see this together for the first time. Oh man, it looks awesome. All right, so the first thing you see when you're walking up around the corner is that negative edge waterfall going into our reservoir. That just looks awesome. And the way the other wetland waterfalls layered way back there, this pond looks humongous. From the deck and the windows, you can see right out here, that beautiful set of waterfalls just bouncing around those rocks, coming down into this pooling area. Beneath this is a 1,400 gallon reservoir. So we did something different over here. One of the problems I always have with negative edges or with intake bays is the aqua blocks getting clogged up. All the fine debris gets in there, and then over time you end up having to take some of the blocks apart to clean it out. We made an area off this pooling spot right here with a filter mat. So we use this black Metallic type filter mat. It's catching all that fine stuff. It has no chance to go down into the aqua blocks. We cut it in such a way that it fits perfectly in here. You can pull that mat out, wash it out, put it back in, and you don't have to worry about any of that fine debris getting in there. You can see it's caught like all kinds of fish food, pine needles, small leaves, all that stuff is getting collected right here where it can easily be cleaned out. This rock here, right there, that rock right there, that is the first rock we set inside here. And I just love the way it was dished out right in this spot here, and it's doing kind of exactly what I thought it would. So there's a high spot right here, corralling that water behind it, sending it down that dish, and then it bounces off this one here before it comes back into the reservoir. Then we're laid back with this small little drop here. We've got a really cool drop behind that one coming right off the pond. This weir up top is actually what's setting the water level in the pond. I like the way the water's bleeding down the face of this rock, just kind of running down there. Very small amount of water. It's super natural looking effect. And then off to the right here, another rock that's got its own little built-in shoulder. So this high spot here just keeps the water in. How cool is that? Got the beautiful creeping jenny starting to grow in back there. This looks great. I love deep pooling areas. And what's really cool is you probably can't even see it. There's a light right there. I like doing our lighting so that when it's daytime and you're looking at the water feature, you're not looking at light fixtures. If you guys remember when we first started this project, we had a groundwater issue. This is where the sump is located for our under drain. So we actually put a sump pump in here because we couldn't evacuate the daylight. And you see the water in there? Well, you probably can't see it, but there's a sump pump there with a float on it. So if the water gets too high, it ejects it out this pipe and goes into their drainage. What's so cool about this is it's completely hidden. Love it. Underneath this pond, there's a labyrinth of pipes and drainage which pulls all the water out into this sump as well as the reservoir and sends it away so that we don't have any hydrostatic issues. Up around the side, this staircase fits in perfectly with these nice big boulders next to it. Walking up, now you're really getting this interactive feel with the pond, and there's the fish already. Those guys are looking for some food. You can tell they're hand-fed and friendly. They will just follow you around this pond. Look at them. They're like dogs coming up to me. Beautiful canna. This Creeping Jenny is starting to do exactly what we wanted to do, was just fill in this edge and create that green edge where it's not just all rocks. These will all start to fill in here as well. At some point, this is just gonna be a plant edge. Our circulation, our aeration is doing a fantastic job. There's not a stitch of any debris on top of this pond. Between the jets and the aeration, it's sending it all there where it can get collected in that metalamat. Look at this edge here where the patio comes right out over the pond. Anthony took and did a fantastic job underneath here with that stack stone work. That goes down a couple feet supporting this stone, and now you can be right here hanging out with your fish. How cool. That's a beautiful one right there. So cool. Look at the scales on them. This pond's 3 feet deep, clear right to the bottom. These guys look super happy. And that's not the end of it. Then we've got these gigantic boulders framing this waterfall coming into the pond. That guy right there is 5 feet tall, right down to the bottom, and so is this one. Framing out that nice, simple waterfall. We even snuck like a little secret waterfall in right over here. Just something cool. Yep, okay guys, these guys are just following me around. Obviously not afraid. And then we got this beautiful stream. I don't know if you guys remember, this used to look very contrived looking. Now it just winds through this landscape. Absolutely beautiful. And then we got more of these creeping aquatic plants. Got some creeping Jenny over here. That again will start to fill in this whole beach edge, and eventually this will all just be greenery. You won't even see that gravel. You'll see that boulder and you'll see that boulder, but just greenery going from landscape down into the water surface. Then we got our wetland waterfall. We probably used a good 8 to 10 tons of rock to make this happen, but look at it. This rock I think is so cool. The way the water just rolls down that face and rains off the front. There's enough of a sharp edge right there to get it to leave the surface, and that's where you're getting the waterfall action. Over here, rolling down the surface, looks super cool. I kind of like a little bit of algae on there. You're gonna get that in shallow water, especially full sun like this, but for the most part, there is really not much algae in this pond. And look at that coming out of the top of the wetland. Whoa, can you guys see this? You see that? Those are baby fish. That is wild. Let me tell you the only way those fish got up here. Those big fish down there had eggs, fertilized them. They went over that negative edge waterfall, down into the reservoir, through the pumps, up through the centipede, snorkel, and this filter, and now they live up here in this wetland. I've seen this before, but there has to be like 40 fish in here. I think what'll end up eventually happening is either they'll catch them and put them down the bottom, or they'll get so big that they'll actually swim out of here, down this waterfall, through that stream, and then down that waterfall into the pond, rejoining their parents. How cool is that? This is such an unbelievable transformation. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy a bunch of finished shots of this beautiful new pond. I know you got a lot of questions like you usually do down in the comments. How much for something like this? This is a six-figure project. This is a big project right here to make this happen. This took us 8 days, 8 or 9 days to get from start to finish. By the time we ripped out that old pond and put this new one in, they absolutely love it. And how could you not? This is spectacular. Imagine having this in your backyard. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Share this with your friends, your family, your mom, your dad. We're pretty good guys. We're not gonna let you down. And I'll see you guys on the next one.